Okay, let's just jump right in. We are on the verge of a change so big, so fundamental, it's on par with the emergence of life on Earth. Seriously, we're at this incredible crossroads in the story of intelligence, and the decisions we make, like right now, today, could echo for billions of years. So let's get into it. To help us wrap our heads around this, we're going to lean on a framework from physicist Max Tegmark. He calls this next evolutionary step Life 3.0. And what is that exactly? Well, it's a form of life that can redesign itself completely. Not just its learning, its software, but its actual physical body, its hardware. This one idea, it really sets the stage for everything else we're about to talk about. So, let's break that down. First, you have Life 1.0. Think of a bacteria. Its hardware, its software, it's all determined by evolution. Then there's Life 2.0. That's us. Our hardware, our bodies are evolved, but, and this is key, we can upgrade our software through learning, through culture. And then there's Life 3.0, the technological stage. It can design and upgrade both. That is the massive leap we are talking about here. And look, this isn't some sci-fi concept for the distant future. It's happening right now. And the progress, it isn't moving in a straight line. It's exponential. AI is basically improving itself in this recursive loop, creating this compounding effect that's frankly really hard for our human minds to truly get. I mean, just look at how fast things are moving. In 2021, an AI solves protein folding, a problem worthy of a Nobel Prize. Flash forward to early 2024, and it's creating entire video worlds from just a sentence. The same year, an AI grabs a silver medal in the super tough mathematical Olympiad, and it's projected to win the gold just a year later. From science to art to pure logic, the pace is just wow. And it's not just the researchers saying this. You've got major industry players like SoftBank's Masayoshi Son, who are completely tearing up their old timelines for when we'll see artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And he's not just talking, he's putting billions and billions of dollars behind that belief. The race is absolutely on. Okay, so what does this intelligence explosion actually mean for us down here on planet Earth? This isn't just some abstract tech race. It is actively reshaping our jobs, our economy, and the very fabric of our society. Take a look at this number, 300 million. Just let that sink in for a second. According to a Goldman Sachs report, that's how many full-time jobs around the world could be directly impacted by automation from generative AI. That is a massive, massive economic shift on the horizon. And here's something absolutely crucial. This hit isn't going to be spread evenly. Projections from the International Labor Organization show that in wealthier countries, jobs more commonly held by women could face almost triple the rate of automation compared to jobs held by men. This is a huge red flag. AI could end up making existing inequalities so much worse. So it feels like we're standing at a fork in the road. One path, the kind of bearish view, leads to massive inequality, where all the benefits flow to a tiny group of owners and superstars. The other path, the more optimistic one, sees AI boosting productivity for everyone, creating new, better jobs and raising our standard of living. Which path we go down? That's going to come down to the choices we make. The historian Yuval Noah Harari really puts a fine point on this danger. He warns that if all this new economic power ends up in the hands of a tiny few, most of us could become, in his words, economically useless and politically powerless. And that raises a question that's even bigger than economics. What is our purpose? What is our value in a world that might not need our work anymore? And that question leads us directly to what might just be the single most important challenge of the 21st century, the control problem. How in the world do we make sure that a machine that is way, way smarter than us will actually act in our best interests? Max Tegmark has this perfect and frankly chilling analogy for this. We didn't drive rhinos to extinction because we hated them. It's just that our goals, using land for farming in cities, weren't aligned with their goal of survival, and we were the smarter species. The danger from AI isn't that it will be evil, it's that it could be catastrophically competent at achieving a goal that isn't aligned with ours. So the leading thinkers are all over this. You've got Tegmark, who's focused on goal alignment, basically how do we teach an AI our values so it adopts them as its own. Then there's Nick Bostrom, who's looking at the existential risk and exploring control methods, like trying to keep an AI in a box so it can't affect the real world. And Stuart Russell has a fascinating idea. Build AI to be uncertain about our goals, so it's forced to ask us for clarification instead of just barreling ahead. And here's the kicker. When we talk about AI ethics, what we're really talking about are human ethics. The AI isn't just making up biases out of thin air. It's learning our biases from the data we feed it. The privacy risks, they come from our choices about how we collect and use data. So solving the AI ethics problem, well, it means we have to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Thankfully, people are starting to act. A great example is the EU's AI Act. They've built this whole framework based on risk. Things that are an unacceptable risk, like government social scoring, are just banned outright. High-risk stuff, like AI used in hiring, gets super strict rules. Then there's limited risk and minimal risk, with fewer rules. It's a smart model that the rest of the world is definitely watching. So, when you put all of this together, what does it mean? It means our future isn't written in stone, not by a long shot. The technology might be moving at lightning speed, but we are not just passengers on this ride. We get to be the architects. You've seen the two extremes in movies a million times, right? On one side, you have this amazing utopia, a post-scarcity world with no work, just abundance and creativity. On the other, a total dystopia. AI rebels, we lose all control, you know the story. The thing is, neither of these is guaranteed. The world we get is going to be a direct result of the choices we make together. So what can you personally do? Okay, 3 big things. First, build up your cognitive resilience. Don't just outsource your thinking to AI. Think critically. Second, become a lifelong learner, but focus on the stuff that's uniquely human: creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence. And third, and this is so important, get involved in the conversation. Speak up, ask questions, and demand transparency. And for the people actually building and regulating this tech, the roadmap is pretty clear. For policymakers, it's all about being proactive, using that risk-based approach, and working together across borders. For the developers, you have to build ethics in from the very start. You have to pour resources into safety research and make these systems as transparent and understandable as possible. You know, in the end, this is about so much more than just technology. There's this beautiful quote from Max Tegmark that just says it all. It's not the universe that gives meaning to us. It's conscious beings that give meaning to the universe. The real goal here is to make sure that consciousness, whatever form it might take, gets to keep doing that. So the path forward isn't set. It's going to be built by us, by our choices, our wisdom, and our courage. The future is a choice, not a pre-written fate. So the only question left, really, is what are we going to choose?